Hey guys, this is Apollo here, and it's time for a deck update, this time Rezael. So, a lot of this deck has been changed a lot ever since my previous deck profile, which I did when the Festival Booster came out, and the build is much more different and much more a different playstyle compared to the one I did back then. So I will explain my changes. Just like any other deck update, I will not go through the cards that I've already gone through the last deck profile. So if you want to see the full explanation of the cards, you can check my deck profile of my Rezael deck from Festival Booster in my channel. So with the latest support from the double from DZ-BT10, the deck I'm playing now no longer focuses on consistency, but rather now on variety. So it's a different way of playing it, and I was not really into it until a friend of mine, who was also a Rezael player, told me, suggested me to do the changes. And after getting the changes and doing this, it's actually a way different build, and I find it a little more fun compared to the previous build, which is more focused on consistency. So without further ado, let's go on deck profile. So the white deck is unchanged. Nothing to say here. Starter Soel, I mean, it's nothing to say here. Fantesta, that's your great one. I mean, you could betray and kill it if you want, but I think just because I just want to have to rush early games, this is why I played Fantesta. Essential, just to revive your great grade 2 or lower from drop, and Rezael being the main card of the deck, which allows you to have a 4 attack plus the divine skill to recycle back your crit spectre deck, and allowing you to 6 damage any trigger to get a heal. So that's it for the right deck. So I will go through the changes what I did in the main deck. Okay, the great trees are unchanged. I'll just say that first. You still play for a Vita, obviously, because it is the main card of the deck. So you need to go to get Vita, so you can get 5 attacks in the deck and also power up as well. Of course, if you're playing Vita, you also need to play free personal copies of Rezael. So you need to put that in soul in order to help for Vita, actually. And then this also doesn't change. You're still need to Gap Listen because, well, it's a faded one, and even then, it's still gonna give you that drive check just to pressure your opponent even more. And there's that, really. Okay, so let's go on to grade 2. So grade 2 is, again, this is where the grade 2 is going to have some, like, quite a significant change, really. So I still put the ace unit because it's an ace unit. Why not? I mean, it's simply because it's just to build your board. I still play for Nilberis because Nilberis is still a really important card because you need to, well, draw one and check the top card in order to determine whether you want to get a trigger or not. So Nilberis is a 4-off. Now, in my previous build, I played 4 visitors, but now I played 2 of them. So the reason why I'm using 2 now is because now I realized that Mephistor no longer is more Rezael strategy. It's more of, like, you know, the moment you have Mephistor on the field or in hand, you're pretty much good to go. Because when I'm playing the deck, I realized I've been drawing a lot of my Rezael pieces quite often. So, like, I always get my Vita in my hand, sometimes I get my base Rezael, but in times where I need to find, like, the base Rezael, I can use Mephistor to help me get it. But the reason why I'm wearing 2 is because, like, now, when you have it in hand or in drop, it just becomes your 4th attacker or 5th attacker, depending on the situation. Okay, so here's the little change I did. So I played 2 Nobia. So Nobia's skill, when this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, if your Vanguard is a Rachel Greater Rezael, you can +1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card, call the Vanguard for the deck. If it's placed during the battle phase, instead of calling it, you put it in your hand. So you kind of see why there that it's very similar to Catwalla. But I would say Catwalla is more a more restricted version of this, really. So I feel that, you know, Nobia, I think, is a better way to play. In a sense, like, a better Catwalla in a sense. And I wasn't even worried about it until like my friend might say, you can get Nobia. It's like, it's really cheap. Okay, I might as well get it. Second skill, when this unit attacks a Great Joe Greater unit, if your Vanguard is a Great Joe Greater Rezael, you still +1 for this battle. This unit gets 10 power. So essentially, it's a 20k attacker. Persona, you can get a little more. But essentially, the reason why you're playing is just to get a draw, because that's the whole reason why I'm going to do that. If you were to play Catwalla, it would have -1 on the board and still +1. But you're also not knowing that, you have to do top 3 for, like, a grade 2 or greater. Whereas for this, it can be literally any grade you want. So that's the reason why I'm playing this card, actually. Now for the other grade 2 one, I just a new card. This is Impervious Dragon. So his skill, when this unit is placed on Rigor Circle or put on Guardian Circle, choose a grade 3 with Rezael card. Choose a grade 3 card with Rezael in this card name in front of write it and show it to your opponent. If you reveal the card, or if your Vanguard is a Great to Great Rezael, this unit gets all of the following abilities below. So, on Regret Circle, this unit gets plus 5k at the end of turn. If this unit is placed by the ability of your Great to Great Rezael, Vanguard, it gets 10k to 5k. Then second one, the unit Garden Circle, this unit gets 5k shield until the end of the battle. If this unit intercepted, it gets 10k shield instead of 5k shield. So essentially, this is actually, well, it's cannon fodder. Like, you shield fodder, and it just keeps recycling stuff. If you didn't notice by now, so I think this card is pretty alright. I'm not saying it's the best or worst card, but it does help. Like it becomes a 20k attacker or a 15k shield. It does help at certain situations, which is just really, really interesting how this card actually turns out, really. I could still pay 1 to Gast just because it's well, I just have discard fodder or pretty much your, well, it's a Blitz order. It's a Regalis piece. It's my choice. Okay, so that's it for the grade 2s. Now for the grade 1s, I still play for Saverus because it is still important to okay, it's still important to get your to give power to your front row, and that draw also is pretty important. So yes, you do bind it, and I do agree in the sense that when my friend told me about Saverus, it's more towards the hostage build. I do agree with that, and unfortunately, I don't think I can think of any other option that can replace Saverus as of now. I mean, I can replace it. It's just that there is no better option because Sargon is now frustrated with Rezael, so I can't really play that card. So this is the only option I can think of at the moment, and it's the best option so I can think of it for the moment. There are other options out there. I would just say this is what I think works, at least for me. So there's that, and then now I no longer play 3 Aerial Sage, I run 2 instead. So Aerial Sage is now at 2 because the counter charge for Aerial Sage ability to discard 1 rather than it's just to discard 1, and honestly it does hurt more than it kind of helps because you want to have as much hand as possible. I mean, I realize in my previous video it's more about consistency, and I realize when I play that build, I don't tend to have not much enough guard for some of the matches. So this is why I reduced Aerial Stage 2. It still is a good card. I mean, I think it's still a good 13k booster. Like, you can put it anywhere and it's a 13k booster, but I don't really use it as a counter charge now because now I play 2 Gragons. I took 2 of them from my Alden and put them here instead, and somehow I got an extra Gragon laying around. I just put in here as well. So yeah, so Gragon is basically the well, it's supposed to counter charge more easily than Aerial Sage because the moment you call it, or if it's on the field and it's already called by Rezael ability, it's called by Rezael ability, you basically just cycle the counter charge 1, and you can keep doing this like cycling all over again, which is this is the reason why I'm playing this card in this deck. Yes, Alden can use it, but it's not sufficient compared to Rezael. I think it works better like this in this case. But I'm not saying you should not play an Alden. You should still play an Alden regardless. And I still play 1 Maple because, well, Maple is just a one-off. It's only in the case that things are drop, you can just revive herself, really. For effect PGs, ideally one of them being Sanctitude. Triggers are relatively unchanged. The red OT, I was considering playing the blue OT, but now I'm thinking about it because you do want to have some cards in your drop so that you can actually use it for Rezael skill. So I think the red OT is the option here, I would say. 8 crits. I think fronts in this deck because I think fronts are ideally you definitely swap off a defect fronts. I think the shield fronts will work perfectly in this case. 3 effect fronts and 4 vanilla heals. That's it for my deck update on Rezael. So now that the build is no longer focused on consistency, but rather more on variety. So when it comes to certain situations, I guess toolbox is the term here. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. But in certain situations, you can adapt to whatever deck you're facing against, and it will do the job pretty well. So that's it for my deck update. Thank you guys so much for watching this deck update. If you like it, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.